Hi, I'm Thomas. Come join me on my review. I'm ready to go. Luigi wins, baby! I lost. Great. What are we gonna do now?
Are you ready to review some childhood games?
Of course! Greetings everyone, I am Thomas the Retro Nerd, reviewing the games good or bad. I did say I wanted to take a look at some games from my childhood. I decided to go all the way back to say, 1997 when I was 2 years old. Before becoming a console gamer, I was playing a lot of edutainment games on my parents' computer. You wanna know what my first one was? It was called Alphabet Blocks. Humble beginnings.
Hello. Hi!
My parents experimented with many computer games from Davidson, Hasbro Interactive, and even a little bit of Edmark, which led to my introduction to Humongous Entertainment. Founded by Rod Gilbert and Shelley Day in March 1992, Humongous is a company that made a series of edutainment games starring a colorful cast of characters like Putt-Putt, Pajama Sam, Freddy Fish, and even Spy Fox. They even got the Nickelodeon license and published a few games based on my favorite Nick Jr. show. They were also responsible for the famous Backyard Sports series. I had a lot of nostalgic memories regarding these games, and I would like to review them for you guys. I'm gonna start things off from the beginning. Putt-Putt joins the parade, Fatty Bear's birthday surprise, and Putt-Putt goes to the moon. All were released on MS-DOS, and thanks to DOSBox, I have a chance to review these games. I do want to point out that I grew up with the 1995 Windows version from Humongous Classics, so I'm looking at all three of these games. First off is Putt-Putt Joins the Parade, released in November 1992. A year later, it was ported to the Panasonic 3DO, and by mentioning it, most of you don't know about it. Mainly because the console was bullshit expensive upon release. Putt-Putt was a character created by co-founder Shelley Day as a bedtime story for her son. As you start the game, we get introduced to Putt-Putt himself, voiced by Jason Ellefson.
Hi, I'm Putt-Putt. Come join me on my adventure. I'm ready to go.
Design-wise, Putt-Putt looks fine in this game when you look at him from the side. Seeing him from the front, however...
Talk about Charlie Day nephew!
Yeah, I gotta get the graphics out of the way. I don't think they aged well. These games are extremely pixelated. Thankfully, Putt-Putt's original design didn't last long because after 2 main games, he looks a lot better. Major improvement. The plot for the game is that the fictional land of Car Town, popularized by anthropomorphic cars, is having its annual pet parade and Putt-Putt would like to participate. So what is the gameplay mechanic for these Humongous games? You click on random stuff and animation plays like flowers kissing and apples bouncing around. After making it to the center hub of Car Town, you talk to Smokey the fire engine about achieving your goals. We need to have a car wash, find a balloon, and find a pet.
Putt-Putt needs money first.
To get money, Smokey suggests we mow lawns.
The one thing I love about the Humongous games is the rotation of your tactics.
Smokey would say Blue Street in one playthrough,
Try Blue Street first.
while in a different playthrough he would say Green or Red Street instead. We also head over to Baldini's grocery store to make a delivery.
Looks like you need a car washer before the parade, huh? You want to earn us some money delivering groceries?
Mamma mia! I apologize to my Italian viewers.
The address also shifts from each playthrough. So we first headed to the toy store to find a balloon, but the last one was sold to a Mrs. Airbag, so we have to find her. While we're here, we see a magnet that'll be useful later, and a few games to mess around with. Fine for the child's mind. I did the same thing too.
When is it unlucky to have a black cat cross your path?
Geez, I don't know. I'd say it's unlucky to have a black cat cross your path. When you're a mouse.
That would be unlucky for a mouse.
Oh, brother!
So by going through the color streets, we have some various hazards blocking our way. On Green Street, we give the bird some seeds that we got from the grocery store earlier. On Red Street, there are some nails in the way. You use the magnet to remove them. If you don't have the magnet and you drive by...
Whoa! my tires are flat.
Yep, the tires are flat. Thankfully, tires and gasoline are free in this universe. That's alright. Finally, on Blue Street, we have a mouse marching band blocking our path. It took me years to realize that you have to play the radio to get them out of your way. So, when you mow lawns, you just click around and Putt-Putt follows the spot. During the mowing, Putt-Putt discovers a bone that he saves. Now that we got some money, let's have a car wash. By the way, entering a coin in a slot makes this sound.
Wanna play a little louder game?
It's fun to see Putt-Putt get clean, but the best part is getting a paint job. Putt-Putt throughout the series can change his color scheme in many ways, and I always have fun with this gimmick. I decided on green for this game. So by going right, we discover a dark cave at the edge of Car Town. Inside said cave, Putt-Putt discovers a scared dog. After giving him the bone we picked up, Putt-Putt has a new pet named Pep. Such a cute dog. All that's left is getting a balloon. By driving left, we found Mrs. Airbag upset since she lost her son, baby Pep, in the movie theater. So after finding him, she thanks us by giving us her balloon. And thus, the parade is on the way. We do a little more interacting around here, and the game ends. Putt-Putt Joins the Parade may be a simple adventure game, but it keeps the little kids entertained with its very simple story and gameplay, charming music composed by Tom McMahon, and all-around fun reliving your childhood.
For the first game from Humongous Entertainment, it was a nice start for the company. However,
when the game was about to be released, LucasArts attempted to file a lawsuit over Humongous over the game engine used by Script Creation Utility of Maniac Mansion, or SCUM for short. Don't laugh. It was debunked since Ron Gilbert, who worked at LucasArts, helped make the game engine. Nevertheless, the game sold 300,000 copies upon release, making it a success. So naturally, a sequel was made the following year. Putt-Putt Goes to the Moon.
in retrospect, I played this one the most because, in my early days, I have a strong love for the astronomy and the wonders of outer space.
Years later, I realized how dangerous space travel can be, so I decided to stay on Earth doing videos on my favorite hobby.
God bless YouTube. Speaking of which, happy 28th anniversary!
The plot for this game, Putt-Putt visits his friend Mr. Firebird, voiced by Scott Burns, who also voiced Smokey in the previous game, to work on some skyrockets, which is fun. Firebird warned Putt-Putt about the big lever that says "Do not touch." As a butterfly sneaks in through the window, Pep's natural dog instincts chased it and accidentally pulls the lever. A giant firework snatches Putt-Putt and launches him into the stratosphere and into space!
Wow! Pep, we're in outer space!
While floating in orbit, the only option is to land on the nearest location, the moon. With Putt-Putt stranded, our mission is to find a way to get back home to Earth. With this game, the gameplay has improved a bit. All the parts on the screen that are clickable are now highlighted, which makes it easier. Putt-Putt does his searching around until he falls into a pit of goo after a bridge collapses. He calls for help and a mysterious character arrives to assist. This is Rover, also voiced by Scott Burns. His story is that he was part of the moon landing of 1969 or something, but the astronauts abandoned him and he's been stuck here ever since.
That's too bad.
Rover shows Putt-Putt around Moon City and sees an abandoned space rocket that was used for an ice cream stand. The alien who owns the rocket will trade it for 10 glowing moon crystals. However, the alien gave us a blueprint of what else we need. Turns out we need a steering wheel, a nose cone, some key, and some rocket fuel so we can blast off this rock. While exploring Moon City, we head to the Cosmic Dust Diner where the waitress offers us some soda pop. If Putt-Putt drinks the same one 3 times, his color permanently changes for the game. I went with orange this time. Also, there is a mini game in the diner titled Bear Stormin'. You play as Fatty Bear on a plane going around popping balloons and avoiding farm animals. So popping the balloons adds fuel to your plane. The track is pretty catchy too. It was a fun game. However, when I tried to play it on the DOSBox emulator, it crashed the game! Ah! Now I know that no emulators are perfect!
Great! Just great! I gotta start all over! However, this does give me the explanation about the rotation of gameplay.
I'll give you an example. With every playthrough, the shape of the key changes. Not much, but it is something. So, as we head to the gas station, we find a note after clicking the machine. The note tells us where to find Robbie Radar at the Moon Bubble apartment. His location is on the note, which is also in rotation in gameplay. Also, by clicking on Putt-Putt's radio,
Putt-Putt was blasted out of the roof of the Cartown Fireworks Factory. It is suspected that he is somewhere in outer space.
Even the game has to do the cliche.
after 3 tries, we found Robbie and we got our rocket fuel. That's 1. We soon meet up with Rover again where he found the steering wheel, but he couldn't reach it. With a little teamwork, they managed to get the steering wheel. That's 2. Keep going left and we enter an observatory where we learn more about the solar system. Some of you might not find this interesting, but I love this stuff. Move towards right and we meet a blue alien that invites us to play alien tag. Winning the game awards you with glowing moon crystals. Keep playing until you win 10. Continuing right, we learn a code to open the door to meet the man on the moon. After giving him a picture of himself that Rover gave us earlier, he trades a nose cone for it. 4 down and 1 to go. The last stop is visiting Governor Moonbeam. He'll let us have a key if we do a good deed. We head back to the bridge and we see a red alien stuck in the moon goo. After rescuing him, we can choose a key. Double check your blueprint to see which key we need. Like I said, it changes in every playthrough. So after all that, we paid the aliens, fixed the rocket, fueled it up, and prepared it for launch.
T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Putt-Putt and Rover made it back to Earth, and the Cartown residents are happy for his return. Another thing I love about this game is the soundtrack composed by George A. Stanger, I hope I pronounced that right, who will go on to compose for other Humongous games like Freddy Fish 1, Putt-Putt Saves the Zoo, and even Pajama Jam 3.
That was Putt-Putt Goes to the Moon. It's a better game than the first one, and it's still a fun one to play. However, there was one last game we gotta take a look at. Fatty Bear's Birthday Surprise.
One of the last games in the original trilogy, and the only game that stars Fatty Bear. The bear makes cameos in later games, but he was a one-and-done deal. I wonder why. Because his name is offensive? Fatty Bear? Give me a break. The plot for this game is that a girl named Kayla is excited for her birthday the next day. So when she goes to sleep, Fatty Bear comes to life Toy Story style and decides to prepare the house for tomorrow. So, a toy bear comes to life, and this game predates Toy Story by 2 years. Wow! Hello? Ah! So, as Fatty Bear, we head to the kitchen to gather everything to make a chocolatey chip birthday cake. The game comes with an actual recipe for the cake.
I remember one time my mom and I tried the recipe from this game, and it actually worked. Good times.
Note, not everything is available in the kitchen. It might be hidden around the house. There's also a present in the kitchen. Because of our curiosity, the puppy broke free and escaped through the house. So we go around the rooms on the 2nd floor to find a new ribbon, search for some missing letters for the happy birthday sign, bat the puppy because we checked the garden and it dug a hole, drop down to the basement, explore the attic, and by God, I can already tell that the Windows version is far superior. I can tell from the DOS version that many voice clips and animation bits are missing here.
Yesterday I saw Kayla playing with the measuring cup.
Want an example? I remember the toothbrushes singing in the bathroom.
This is the way we brush your teeth to make them sparkle clean and neat. This is the way we brush your teeth so they don't fall out of your head.
That is kind of morbid for a kid's game.
How about the kitchen?
This will come in handy for the cake. This will come in handy for the cake. This will come in handy for the cake.
That could get annoying.
Yuck. Leftovers again.
Also, Mr. Veggie Head speaks when you give it a mouth.
Say there, I'm Mr. Veggie Head.
Yeah, the DOS version seems incomplete when it comes to the presentation. While you're outside, there is a bowling minigame we could play. I like the logic when the ball hits the pins, it causes an explosion. Just be glad it doesn't happen in real life. We also visit the treehouse where we look through the telescope. Fatty Bear witnessed Putt-Putt on the moon. I note that other Humongous characters make cameos in between games. Okay, now that we got everything for the cake, let's make it. We put all the ingredients in a mixing bowl, stir it up, and after it's done, we can decorate it in any way possible. This is what I came up with. Not bad what you could do on a computer with a mouse. So as we head back to Kayla's room, we blow up about 5 balloons for the room. I swear there were 5 different colors. We put the letters back on the bulletin board, and everything is set.
I'm so worried and I'm feeling quite sick. Fatty Bear, get to bed quick.
Andy's coming, everybody! Back to your places, hurry!
The next morning, Kayla wakes up and witnessed her surprise. She loved it so much that she thanked Fatty Bear, and that's how the game ends. This game is good too, yet compared to the Putt-Putt games, it's kind of weak. I still enjoy it because of the novelty of the other two. It's fun, but it's not the best. In the end, it was a ton of fun looking back at these games. These Humongous Entertainment games will always hold a place in my childhood heart forever. After the DOS games that also included some activity packs, this pixel-style artwork was officially done. By 1995, when they started with the Freddy Fish series, they switched to hand-drawn animation, which quite frankly was the best call. Sometime in the future, I would like to continue reviewing these games for fun. If you're curious to take a look at these games, I definitely recommend the Windows version. I think those are the versions that you can purchase if you have a Steam account.
Well, that about wraps up for this review. I'm Thomas the Retro Nerd. Thank you all for watching. See you guys in the next review.